Hello everybody. Can you take 5 seconds and tell me what is the biggest expense in your 30s and 40s? For almost all the corporate employees, the biggest expense is kids' education. Yes, you probably can skip the home EMIs if you want to just stay in an apartment, rented apartment, but you cannot skip the expense on your kids' education. So let's take a look at what is the total expense on kids' education. If you search for the best schools in Hyderabad, the first link that comes up is Oak Ridge International. And if you search for what is the fees at Oak Ridge, the numbers will blow your mind. I'm just talking about first standard education. In fact, 4 to 5 lakhs is actually a dream package for a lot of people who have 2 to 3 years work experience. So how could you spend so much money on education when you don't really know what is the value this school could add compared to some other school which is probably charging around 1 lakh or 50,000 or 25,000. Very difficult to assess the qualitative difference of the value of the school. The second thing, let's assume you sail through this school zone and then you get into the engineering or the higher education zone. If the kid doesn't get a good score once again in the entrance examinations, a lot of parents, at least now, are trying to pay something called as the donation fee. And this donation fee goes up to in tens of 20s of lakh, 20 to 30 lakhs for a paid donation seat in a tier 2, tier 3, so-called good private engineering college. Now, what is the value of this? Again, is a very questionable thing. Because end of the day, after spending 4 years, the kids once again try to go to masters, or they go and do some type of job which is not paying probably half the amount of the fee that they have paid as just donation fee. I'm not even talking about the yearly annual semester fee. Now, all these questions, I'm not saying that, hey, don't spend on education. My point is simple. You need to make sure that for your kids or for yourself, you just do not leave education to some other person. You have to take education into your own control. You are the best judge, so just do not ignore and say that, hey, somebody else is taking care. Now let's take another example as well. If you want to go to an MBA, if you want to go to an executive MBA program, still the fees is around 25 to 30 lakhs. If you want to go to an executive MBA program, part-time executive MBA program from some of the top business schools, the fee could be around 50 to 60 lakhs. What is the value? Big question. Now, fundamentally, if you think about it, why do people spend so much on education? Number one, the main important reason is hope. You believe that this can help you push your career in the right direction, or this can help push your kid's career in a better direction compared to where you are today. This hope is the fundamental reason. And you believe that this brand will solve a lot of problems and this brand will come to you and give you a job. But unfortunately, no. The world is completely moving in a different direction. It's moving to a direction where skills are rather much more important than the brands that we carry on our resumes. So what do we do? Just to reiterate again, I'm not saying that, hey, don't go for education at all. Please do. The value that schools add, the value that these colleges add, the networks that these colleges provide is invaluable. You still need that, but add on top of that some continuous learning exercises. So let's look at what are some of the things that you need to do. The first and the most important thing before jumping into what to do, let's talk about what not to do. Please do not consume every single information that you are coming across. And why is this important? Because we become what we consume. Can you develop a good muscle by eating just a lot of junk that is in front of you? Just not possible. You need to control what you eat. Similarly, if you want to make sure that you are growing in your career, you just can't consume a lot of junk. You have to basically cut out on all these other elements. Go to LinkedIn and see which channels, which people are you following. Cut out on a lot of things. Similarly on Instagram, similarly on YouTube. Just make sure you are cutting down on a lot of the information that you are taking in. The second one, then be selective of the information that you consume. These are some of the best information sources that I would recommend. McKinsey, BCG, Bain & Company. These 3 companies provide some exceptional articles on a daily basis. These articles are difficult to read because they go in depth into understanding different businesses. But as you spend more and more time, you will start appreciating these articles, and you have to spend more time on these articles. And you can spend probably 5 minutes a day on these articles and you'll start deriving the value. It is not about the brand. It is not about what you will learn today, But over the time, you will see that you will start recognizing patterns and your conversations itself will improve. You will start having better conversations even in interviews because you will come across as a much more holistic individual. As you grow in your career, it's not just about whether you know Java or whether you know Python. People will also start questioning you around, hey, do you have that common business sense? And what you consume could make a lot of difference there. There are not too many places where you can go buy a course and start understanding business holistically like in the next 6 months. This is an effort that you have to drive by yourself. The third thing that I would also recommend is a platform that I started myself for continuous learning. This is specifically tailored towards individuals who are working, who do not have a lot of time on the daily basis but are also interested in improving their business knowledge. Every single weekend, we have an expert coming and talking about their job, their responsibility, how they got in, what are the challenges in that industry, and what are the current emerging trends in that industry. Not just weekend sessions. Every single week, we'll also provide you a business problem statement. You go ahead, analyze the problem statement. Doesn't matter whether you know that industry or not. It's much more of a common sense problem. You solve it and you upload the answer so that you get feedback, and next week you come back and solve a different problem in a little better way. And we have noticed that over the last few months, people are definitely improvising on their answers. The third thing, this is not just about you improvising on one single day, but you build a network and you will see others are also pushing themselves, so it motivates you a bit and you get this overall access for 299 rupees only every single month. The next way you also have to think about continuous learning is picking up some specific courses for you. And these specific courses, when you pick up, you understand how it could impact your overall ROI, return on investment. And this ROI is not just measured based on how much money you are spending, but also what is the potential career transition that you can make because of this course. If you are taking up a Gen AI course, that could probably help you completely transition into a different domain. If you are picking up a cloud architecture course, again, a different domain. So think about what career transitions these courses will enable. Career transitions are never easy, but if a course provides you that opportunity at least to think about that career transition, it's a very, very good option. So end of the day, make sure that you are not just completely relying on your college, you are not just leaving your kids' education to the school, but you take control into your own hands because you are the one single person who doesn't want to neglect your own career path, and not everybody else cares about you as much. Thank you so much, guys. Hope this is helpful. Please do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and do let me know if you have any questions in the comment section. Thank you. Bye-bye.